Hi, everyone. Thanks again for joining me. It's Lily, and this is going to be part two of the flashback flip through of my old ephemera book, or like a scrapbook of how I used to hold, items that I used for scrapbooking and my stickers. First, I'd like to apologize for ending part one so abruptly, but guess who showed up right in the middle of my recording? You know it. It was my sister. And so I couldn't finish recording, and now here I am the very next day finishing it up. But this will be just a quick little flip through just to show you how I used to keep my my embellishments in this binder about 20 years ago. Becky Higgins, she was genius when she developed Project Life because she took this concept to a whole new level, and I commend her for that. I only went as far as holding my embellishments in it, and she took it, she took it out there. So she's amazing. I love Project Life. I love pocket scrapbooking. So I was able to, it was easy for me to do Project Life because I started storing my photographs and my embellishments that way. So yeah, kudos to Becky. Okay, so I'll just do a quick little flip through. And my book held items like postcards that I would use. Everything in here is what I would use for my scrapbooking and my card making. And you could see that there's small pockets, larger pockets. So depending on the size of the embellishment, I would just put it away. Old photo corners. And I try to group and keep things together. So you could see these are the smaller pocket pages, and some of them are empty because I have been using, I used a lot of these items. I'm telling you, this book is more than 20 years old. And so you could see a lot of my sticker collection in here, but also die cuts and cut aparts that I used to use. There was a local scrapbooking company, and we were able to go in there and use their die cutting machine for cents to be able to, cut items out like this. And my kids were involved in a lot of activities, music, dance, sports, and I did a ton of scrapbooking. And now that they're adults, they all have their own books that they use, so that they flip through. But this is really nice because this is almost like a scrapbook in itself, to be able to go and to flip through the items that I used to use, the embellishments and the stickers for the scrapbooks. So I'm actually thinking about implementing, applying this technique again for my new ephemera because it worked well for me back then. And it was a great way to keep everything in order and visible. That's what's important. You want to make sure that you can see what you have so that you could use it and it just doesn't get stored away. And this idea I thought was pretty clever. See, it even held like I actually used these in my December daily. And they're like little, I don't know what they're called. They're stickers. They're clear gems. It says Merry Christmas. But it was nice to be able to hold items like that, in the pocket there. So smaller ones. I also have the larger pages, the 8.5 by 11 pages that I used for larger size stickers like this, and stationery and stickers. I try to group them together by season, so it was easy to get to whatever it is that I was working on or creating. But yeah, I still use it. When I come over to my parents' house and I feel the need to craft, I go through the book to see if there's anything that I could use and apply to my more modern way of creating. So just a ton of, my stickers, my collection, and I still collect stickers. And now I keep them. Now I store them like in a card file section, but I actually prefer this flip through method. It's much easier. Look at these cut aparts. These were the headers that I would use in the scrapbooking layouts. And you could see all three of my daughters were involved in sports, in music, in dance. And so I have a lot of extras because I'd have to create so many of the same type of layouts because, of all of their activities. Do you guys remember these? Oh my gosh. I purchased these in the 80s. These are the photo stickers that you peel and you would stick on the actual picture. When I tell you this book is old, you guys, and my collection dates back to who knows when, You know, my kids are all, they're grown. They're grown. I have grandchildren, and we're still going through this book. So, and here's, let me move that one aside and bring over the second one. And again, this one has the 8.5 by 11 pages. Isn't this like a flashback? Do you guys still have a lot of your old ephemera? See, like postcards and places that we visited. How do you store it? How do you keep it? Do you still use it? You know, I can't get rid of anything, you know. And I try to use as much as I possibly can. But because these have been out here at my parents', I don't use them as often. But I'm pretty sure I could. You know, it's kind of old school, but I'd still use it. Balloon die cut from that local scrapbooking store. These stickers are from Stickopotamus. Do you remember them? I don't know if they're still around. But a lot of the items in here are Provo Craft. They were a local maker here in Provo, Utah. I think that Utah is like the capital of scrapbooking. I really do. There are so many places out here that create and that cater to the scrapbooking world. So there you go, you guys. I hope that this gave you some idea of how, well, of course it gave you an idea of how I used to store my ephemera, but I also hope that it helps you find ways to store your ephemera now, because I think I'm going to do this, and I'm actually going to add dividers so that I can quickly access, you know, what it is that I'm using, the items that I need. So you guys, thanks so much for sticking around and watching my flip through video. I appreciate you. You guys have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you later. Bye.